Hey, what's going on, y'all? Welcome back to Let's Talk. We are here to answer questions you want to hear. My name is Kieran, and this is Pastor Brandon. We're excited to be here another week. I think this is episode 3, right? We're here talking, hanging out.
We're knocking this out of the park. Hopefully, there's
park.
like 3 people that have watched so far, right? It's your mom and my mom.
I don't even think my mom knows how to use Facebook. Sorry, Mom. I love you, but it's cool.
All right, so this is tax season, right?
Jeez.
So people are stressed out, losing their minds. Like, all right, here's the truth. I had hair before tax season. That's the truth. No, it's not. But
I haven't even done my taxes yet. I still have
scared to do them?
I'm pretty scared to do them, to be honest. I don't want FICA taking all my money, or they did take my money.
Right.
But
here's what I learned years ago. They said if you hate tax season, you had a really good year. If you love tax season, you had a really bad year.
True.
That's just kind of the way it is.
I can't figure out where I'm at.
People watching this video, it's probably a little bit of both. And yeah.
Hey, what are some stuff you do with your tax money, though? I know like a lot of people. What do you do with your tax money?
My tax money goes back to the government. I have to pay every year right now.
What?
I have for a few years, yeah.
My tax money
this year I have to pay a whole lot, so we're going to pass around a collection plate through this video if you would like to help the Simpsons pay our taxes. Thank you, government.
You know where my tax money goes? Foot Locker. Hey, I'm just being honest. I know some of y'all be balling around April. Don't lie. There's a lot of questions about what to do with tax money. I think one of the ones that we hear a lot in the church is when it comes to things about tithing. Do we tithe our tax money, or
right?
Like, what do we do with that?
Super great question. I've heard that so many times over the years. Do I tithe off my tax money or not? Like if you're getting money back, which is a lot of people. If you're getting money back, do you tithe off it or not? And it's really simple. First of all, let's just back up real fast and talk about tithing real quick and say this, that tithing is an Old Testament principle. It's not a law. We are not under the law anymore. We are under grace. So there is no law that says you have to tithe. That is not there. But it is a principle for God's blessing on your money.
Well, that is super important because a lot of people think that it is something that, it's a law in the New Testament. I'm so glad you said that.
Right. The only law in the New Testament, the New Covenant, which is what Testament means, is covenant. The New Covenant law is love. That is the only law, period. It is one law, super easy to understand, super hard to actually fulfill, right? But it's a law of love. But the Old Testament had all kinds of laws. And in the Old Testament, you tithe and it was law. But in the New Testament, it's a principle for putting God first in your finances and allowing the blessing of God on your life. And so first of all, just understand that. Some of you are taught that it's law and you just have to. I'm telling you it's not law, but it is a principle to acquire God's blessing on your finances and putting God first. It also takes away the spirit of materialism that's across America right now. I mean, everybody's materialistic and I mean, my goodness. And so it takes away that. It defeats that materialism spirit. Nobody wants to be materialistic, but yet we all kind of are because we spend all of our money on Foot Locker shoes. And I'm with you. So we tend to be that way. So tithing takes that away. All right, so back to the other question, because that's such a good question. I've heard it so many times. Do we tithe off of our tax money? Here's my answer to that. When you tithe normally through the year, like your normal 1 week, every 2 weeks, whatever you get your paycheck, when you tithe, do you tithe off of your gross or your net? If you're tithing off of your gross, meaning the whole amount, it has gross, right? Yeah. Your whole amount that's coming in, then you don't need to tithe off of your tax money because you've already done that. If you are tithing off of the net, in other words, what you actually get in the paycheck, which is what a whole lot of people do, if you're tithing off your net, then yes, now you should be tithing off of your tax income because that's the taxable money. So anyway, so that's the really brief, simple answer to it. So the answer to do you tithe off your tax money is how do you tithe during the year? If you don't tithe during the year, you should give all of your tax money to the church. Just
every bit.
Just kidding.
Everything.
You should repent and start tithing now. Now, in all seriousness, though, tithing is really powerful. There's a spirit of greed across the United States. And greed is a really funny word. Like, it's really hard to understand. Like, if we say define greed, nobody can define it. It's really hard to define. And Andy Stanley, one time, he said this way. Andy said, greed is the assumption that the excess is for my consumption.
Whoa. That's
greed is the assumption that the excess is for my consumption. So if you're getting tax money back and your immediate assumption is I can do with that whatever I want, that's greed. Let that sink in.
Come on.
If you get your tithe money back and it's excess, it's extra, and you think, all right, God, what do you want me to do with this? Doesn't mean you can't go to Foot Locker and buy shoes. Doesn't mean you can't, take your kids to Disney World, whatever. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying it's the assumption that anything that comes in extra is for me to blow. When you get to that place, that's greed, and that's most of America. And if you don't want to be greedy, if you want to be the kind of person that can make $1 million and give 500,000 of it away, tithing is the principle that breaks the spirit of greed and materialism in the United States. And none of us want to be materialistic. None of us want to be greedy. So start tithing.
You heard it. Start tithing. And I love the fact that you pointed out tithing is a principle that is based really out of love. New Testament covenant and Testament, all teaching is all about that. So that's cool, man. I love that because I just learned something today too. And I'm probably not going to go to Foot Locker as much. But hey, so thanks for
Hi, Erica something instead.
Maybe.
Eric is hitting like right now on this video.
Like. Give me more stuff, right? But hey, man, I'm Kieran, and this is Pastor Brandon. That's another episode of Let's Talk, where we answer questions you want to hear. Yeah. See you again next time. Bye.
See you.